Hi, Katie Fowler here, coming at you from the rabbit hole. Today I want to talk to you about my Color Me Curious fabric coloring sheets. These are transformed traditional quilts that I've turned into mandalas. Here's the Drunkard's Path, paper-backed fabric coloring sheets, 4 patterns in each package, and a little glimpse of what they look like colored. Here's the wedding ring quilt, 4 mandalas, and a little glimpse of what they look like colored. Today I'm going to show you exactly how I do this using one of the Winding Ways mandalas. This package also has 4 mandalas, a little glimpse of how you can color them. I want to show you how beautiful this fabric is. This is paper-backed fabric, so when you're finished coloring, you simply pull the paper off the fabric and you're left with a beautiful cotton broadcloth that can be used like any other quilter's cotton. I've given this mandala a little bit of a start, and I just want to walk you through exactly how I do this. In each kit comes my specially picked palette of Derwent Inktense pencils, 12 colors, a Sakura Jelly Roll pen, because I like to put checks in everything that I do, and 2 small bright shader paintbrushes, a number 6 and a number 4. The only thing you have to provide for yourself is some aloe gel, which can be purchased at any supermarket, pharmacy, anywhere, superstore. Get the clear aloe gel, but other than that, it can be the cheapest that you can find as long as it's clear. I like to put my aloe into a little jam jar, just for ease. Has a lid, so it doesn't dry out when I'm not working. And I use a paper towel, and always keep one handy when I'm coloring, to easily clean my brush. All I have to do to clean the brush is dip it in the aloe and run it on the paper towel until the aloe runs clear, which is usually just one little swipe. These white Taklon brushes will stain, but that doesn't hurt anything. There's no pigment left on the brush. It just has stained the Taklon. So let's start with this green section. The key to having success with this coloring method is to use very, very light pencil pressure. You can see I'm just barely touching the fabric. I'm not using the point of the pencil. I'm not actually laying it on its side, but I don't want pencil lines in this because they're hard to get rid of even with the aloe gel. The reason I use the aloe gel is it's my favorite. I learned this technique from Anne Myrie, and it makes the Inktense pencils permanent. So different from a regular watercolor pencil, after the Inktense pencils have been hit with water, aloe gel, fabric medium, colorless extender, they're permanent. I haven't used this technique on anything that I plan on washing, but I have run it through the washing machine and it is permanent. It might lighten up a little bit. Now I want to get this shading, so I used light olive to do the light color, and I'm going to take leaf green to go in. It's just a little bit darker. These are both colors from my Transformed Traditional Color Me Curious palette. And again, I'm using light pressure and just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until I get the color I want, or the intensity of hue that I want is the proper way to say it. I'm going to go back into that edge a little bit. And I should probably put my readers on for this. Then I'm going to take the bright shader dip it in a tiny bit of aloe. I'm not putting a lot of aloe on my brush, and I always start with the lightest area because your brush will pick up a little bit of pigment. And I'm just laying the aloe down onto that colored pencil. I like cheap brushes because I like to scrub. This is scrubbing, and traditional artists hate the idea of scrubbing because it's very, very hard on your brushes, especially on fabric, which has a very rough tooth. Now, you can see how that just makes that color come to life and kind of pop. And I'm going to go down into the leaf green and pull that up. Get right in there to the line. And it just kind of makes it come alive. I do have one warning about this. It's quite addictive. Once I get started doing this, I have a hard time stopping to do anything else, no matter what I have on my list to do for the day. I just want to color till my heart is content. All right, now I'm going to clean that brush, so I'm going to dip it in quite a bit of aloe. You don't have to be skimpy with the aloe. It's cheap. And my paper towel is clean now. Put the brush aside. These are also super fun to mix colors. So now I'm going to take cadmium yellow, come into this section, and again, very, very light pressure. Fill that area in. Go all the way up to the tip. Come in with a little fuchsia. These colors are all included in the kits. I handpicked them from the 72 color box. Of course, if you're like me, you might want to own all of the Derwent Inktense colors. All right, I'm going to use the same principle that I did before with the light green and the dark green. And I'm going to go in with a little aloe on the tip of my brush. I have a fuzzy there. And I'm just going to start with the yellow. Get that yellow set. Once I've got the yellow kind of set, might dab more aloe on there. Go back in and pull the fuchsia down into the yellow. All the directions are included. But that is beautiful, I think. And when they're completed, they end up being just little mini masterpieces. The directions are all included in the packet. And there's one caveat. I heat set everything just as a general rule. But please, peel the paper backing off before you heat set. Otherwise, you'll be picking the paper off with tweezers, and that's not fun, and you can imagine how I might know that. So, enjoy your time coloring, and beware, you'll never want to stop. Thanks. See you next time.